all of you today about how we are shaping the future of healthcare within the VA by partnering with teams such as Immersive Technology and Caitlin, Dr. Kirsch, as well as many other products and innovators throughout the entire Department of Veterans Affairs. All right, so how are we going to go about shaping the future? Well, it all started as the brainchild of Ms. Angela Gant Curtis. Our VA Innovation Unit is built around 4 key elements. Developing a winning ecosystem, which provides a sustainable, repeatable process for all innovations to be given the same opportunity to develop and grow within the VA. Within that winning ecosystem, we want to encourage everyone, especially those closest to the work, to have that inventive mindset to solve real-world problems. As we've seen today and across this summit, we are actively working on that daily, and we want to encourage everyone to continue to do so. Additionally, we've built ourselves around a collaborative environment where we have key strategic relationships with those throughout the VA, including VHA, OHIL, BIOS, prosthetics, and other departments that are keen and interested in the innovation of new technology within the VA. And finally, our approaches are based in data and technology. No innovation will make it farther than a minimum viable product or a pilot without the data to support that it is successful and ready to be scaled throughout the Department of Veterans Affairs. So why do we want to shape the future? Well, with our 4 pillars, we've organized around 3 different sections. First off, we want to make sure that we're improving patient care and experiences through personalized medicine and delivery of those technologies and applications to our veterans. Additionally, we want to make sure that we're increasing operational efficiency by reducing burnout, by improving all of the processes, by developing automation to ensure that our clinicians can have a better work-life balance. And finally, we want to make sure that we're delivering healthcare to those who need it where they need it. Immersive is one of the technologies that is leading the way in that virtual asynchronous healthcare, and we're very happy to be a part of it. So how can us in OI&T help all of you, the vendors, the innovators, the clinicians? Well, we've developed a process that provides a concierge, what I like to call first-class service, high-touch engagement. Our process begins with the idea phase. This is where we have those folks who are interested in bringing an idea, an innovation, a technology into the VA. Once that idea is submitted through our portal, we then go into discovery. We work directly with the innovator, with the team, and we start to document the idea as well as strategic outcomes and what makes this idea something that can be successful. At this point, we also have a phase gate 0 where we use collaboration with our partners and strategic partners within the VA to ensure that this is something that we want to move forward. This improves that transparency and allows us to reduce duplicative efforts as we move innovations in and through our process. If it does make it past that phase 0 idea, we're going to move into sense making. Here in the sense making phase, we have a technical team that can help build our pilots and our minimal viable products based on the success metrics. Now, why this is important is because we're building these products at no to low cost to the VA. This is allowing us to provide that data-backed solutions and information to ensure that as that innovation moves through, we know exactly why it is valuable to the VA and to our veterans. Once we have that minimum viable product, additionally, we're able to make sure that we're using a human-centered approach to all of our innovations. We take that MVP and we put it before those end users, those closest to the problems, and ask them, does this solve your problem? And if it doesn't, we go back to the drawing board. Once we make it out of sense making, we move into shaping. This is where we've now gotten a lot of information. We have data, we have end user feedback, And we begin to redesign and configure the product so that it's executable. And we expand on that functionality, creating a proof of concept that this can be delivered to the VA in a very secure, compliant way. Additionally, we then have technical teams that can help us build out that functionality, that product, and again, we circle back for that end user feedback to ensure that what we're building is valuable. We have another gate here where we assemble everyone again to ensure that collaboration and transparency is always a part of our process. This also allows us to disseminate the information. So again, we're reducing duplicative efforts, but it also gives us an opportunity to talk about National Program Office identification, funding, and things of that nature to really make sure that what we're building is going to be valuable to everyone and not just to people in silos. Also, while we're doing all of this, we're shepherding you through all of the various processes to bring an innovation to life at the VA. That includes ATOs, authorities to operate, being on the TRM, deciding who owns the data, how are we going to ingest that data, where does that data go, and how do we make that data usable once we have it in the system. All of those things are considered at every level throughout the process. Finally, we move into our scale. Now, this is really important because we don't want to silo out innovations at the site. We know sometimes we have to start there as a proof of concept, but what we're really looking to do is move healthcare at the national level for the VA. And so building compliant, secure, scalable products up front allows us to do that for less money and much more quickly. That includes training materials as well as onboarding information and making sure that once we are delivering a product, it is ready to be implemented immediately. So what defines success for our VA Innovation Unit? Well, in direct correlation with the immersive technologies, we've created an XR platform. That platform is what we are using to repeat, plug and play for all of the immersive technologies. The problem was, how do we host these? What's the environment going to look like? How do we connect to the local network, as well as the ability to, as I mentioned before, to collect that data, the PHI and PAI that is device generated, but also the data that is patient gathered. And then, how do we use that data for patient care, driving not only better clinical outcomes, but predictive medicine? Well, we've created that hosting environment dubbed the XR platform, and that's allowing us to onboard more quickly all of the immersive technologies that we are interacting with. Some of the more active ones in this moment are Penumbra, Waya, GigXR. So we're really seeing the gamut of being able to help people succeed with immersive technology. Additionally, we have multiple options in local network connectivity. And while we do focus on moving items into the cloud, as we are part of the Office of the CTO, and the cloud is the future of technology, we also partner with people to provide local network connectivities through helping you through the risk assessments, the 6550s, and all of the various forms that go along with bringing a software into the VA. Additionally, once we have that local connectivity, we create guides that then can be provided so that each site can, as I mentioned, plug and repeat, wash and rinse. Finally, it's that data gathering. We actually have a couple of new technologies that are being developed within the VA to help with that. DDTS as well as DWTS are bringing data into the VA from not only immersive technology, headsets and devices, but for pressure maps, glucose monitoring, and other devices. We're working on providing a pipeline so that this is streamlined and very easy, something like a microservice to be able to generate that data and ingest that data. Now, once we have it, again, we have to work directly with our clinicians to make sure that it's ingestible and readable in a way that they can leverage it. So in this instance, we're working very close with Caitlin. We're developing templates to go into Vista and the EHR to ensure that that data being pulled in from the devices, the clinicians can review it and sign off on it. Again, that goes back to that operational efficiency and being able to reduce the burnout for our clinicians. Automation is the key here. So the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So I'm really here to call all of you to action, right? We're at this wonderful immersive summit. We have seen so many great technologies. The presenter just before me showed how many various ways we're able to apply immersive technology for our veterans. It's so easy to get involved. Our process starts with a SharePoint form, which takes about 30 seconds. You can see I'm filling it out as I speak here. And then our team will deploy that first-class, high-touch concierge service to help your product through the process in the similar ways that we're helping immersive technology through the process as well. So I want to encourage you all to click the link, reach out to us, and we are happy to help you bring your innovation to the VA. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for showing up, not just here today, but we have so many calls and week by week and get the opportunity. As she mentioned, several people that are already, several companies already connected to that team. Sarah, there are several more that I need you to go talk to over there. But she and Angela have been phenomenal at showing up in a really big way, and it's really important. So thank you for that.